Now, why do preachers allow this? Why do preachers allow this? Why would they even allow this into the church? What you got to understand is this. The preachers, for the most part, are just fulfilling a biblical prophecy. They are just fulfilling a biblical prophecy. And it's Isaiah 30 in verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, to the preachers, prophesy not unto us right things. Notice they're saying this to the preachers. Don't preach to us right things. Speak to us smooth things. Prophesy deceit. In other words, prophesy lies. You know, this is amazing that people, you know, don't tell us about the law of God. Don't tell us right and wrong. You know, just speak to us lies. Speak smooth things. Speak things that are easy for us to hear. You know, we want to be a part of the culture anyway, so why don't we just go along with it, you see? Prophesy, preach lies to us. Don't tell us anything that's going to make me uncomfortable, okay? And the preachers give the people exactly what they want. You see, there's two things you got to have to build a church. And most churches are about building a congregation, which means more people and it means more money. You see, nobody wants to have a church of 15 people or anything like that, you know. But I mean, it's because it's almost like an insult. We're not successful because we don't have more people. And there's a way you got to gravitate toward a certain area to get people to come to your church. Now, there's two things you got to do to get people to come to your church. You got to appease your congregation. That's one. You got to tell them what they want to hear. You know, they're heaven bound, they're saved, they're sanctified, and they're heaven bound, whatever. You know, just convince them that no matter how they live their life, they're on their way to heaven. Okay. Whether they've been baptized or not, whether they receive the Spirit of God or not, whether they're living their life right or not, whether they're, you know, no matter living in sin, whatever, you appease your congregation and you encourage them every weekend. Okay, that's the first thing you got to do to build and maintain a church. The second thing you got to do is incorporate the culture into your church. And I'm telling you, the culture has already been incorporated into the churches. We don't have to do it, it's already been done. The people are so enmeshed in the culture that if you took away that, they would die and blow away. There'd be nothing left of them. Nothing left. Okay? That's how enmeshed people are in their culture. It's like peer pressure, you know? I've got to fit in. I've got to do what everybody else is doing. I can't stand out like a sore thumb. I just got to be a part of what everybody else is doing because it feels so good, you know, whatever. A friend of mine was telling me about Liberty University. They have something called Scare Mare Halloween. Okay, about 100,000 people come through this thing every Halloween. And they may not have all the paraphernalia of normal Halloween stuff, but they do have some scary stuff you walk through, like maybe an operating room and some blood, and what if your parents got killed, and this, that, and another thing. And at the end of it, they have preachers supposedly preaching the gospel, trying to get these kids saved. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, it's amazing that people feel like they got to jump, that they've got to take a pagan holiday that everybody knows is not about God and incorporate it and use that pagan holiday to preach the gospel. Why would anybody feel they got to jump through those kinds of hoops in order to preach the gospel? Why don't people just blow the dust off their Bible and read, these are the feast days of Jehovah, holy convocations which you shall proclaim during their season. Yeah, I'm not talking about our pagan holidays. I'm talking about God's holy days, okay? But people won't do that. They just dismiss it as, oh, that's Jewish.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.